Came to Vaid sir.
Vaid sir.
Vaid sir.
Vaid sir.
Vaid sir.
Vaid sir.
Vaid ICS Delhi.
For preparation, we need two things. One is content, the other one is approach. Content is available in plenty, everywhere. And you have teachers, I won't call them coach, who claim that whatever they do in the class, that is enough. Even after 40 years of coaching, I cannot claim that. UPSC is not your slave. Content is telling you the content is not coaching. Approach is the coaching. And I do not know how many of the coaches, they give you the approach. So in mains, the syllabus is well defined and you have to prepare accordingly. And it's not important only knowing the questions and their answers. It is how to present them. Nobody tells you how to introduce the questions and how to conclude the questions. And without that, I don't think any question can be of any use.
एंथ्रोपोलॉजी की कोचिंग मैंने वैद सर से ली थी, जो कि मतलब उनके जो रोल रहा गाइडेंस का, वो मेरे लिए बहुत, मैं उसको पिविटल मानता हूँ अपनी सक्सेस में।
I used to share a lot of articles on WhatsApp group पे जो भी करंट अफेयर्स के आर्टिकल्स हैं, जो भी रिसर्च के आर्टिकल्स हैं, सर यूज्ड टू शेयर. सो व्हाट इट मेड अ डिफरेंस कि सबको आई थिंक एवरीवन इज थॉरो विद द सिलेबस, उनको पता होता है कि कहाँ से पढ़ना है. बट वैल्यू एडिशन नो, देयर इज अ डिफरेंस व्हेन यू सी माय आंसर्स एंड कंपेयर माय आंसर्स विद द अदर पीपल, कि उसमें जो वैल्यू एडिशन वाली चीजें हैं, दैट कम्स फ्रॉम व्हाटएवर सर वाज शेयरिंग इन व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप.
Let's start again. Welcome everyone to the seminar, How to Score 300 Plus in Anthropology Optional. My name is Anthum and I'm Associate Director at Vaid ICS. This webinar is oriented towards addressing all your doubts towards optional, how you should approach it, and overall towards UPSC, how you are going to approach it. Okay. So before we start, I have a few basic details to share with you for the upcoming batch. The batch is starting from 16th of October and the timing for the batch will be 9 to 11:30. The admissions for the batch are already ongoing. The timing is 9 to 11:30. The duration for the batch is 4 months. And this is a classroom course. When you join our classroom course, we are there with you till you qualify. You have the facility to access the test series and answer writing program, everything. Even post mains, that is interview support, is also there available. This course also include test series and answer writing practice, and you have the facility to repeat these also. Now, before we start, may I request the people who have joined us through Zoom to start their cameras? Okay, thanks for that. I would like to know our audience a little. So, may I know how many of you are totally novice in terms of UPSC preparation? Can you please use the raise hand feature in Zoom and share that? Only 2 people have. So I am to assume that rest of you have started your UPSC preparation journey. Okay. Now, may I ask how many of you have already decided on your optional? Please show of hands. Okay. Others, if you are not comfortable switching on your camera, please use the raise hand feature. May I assume it is anthropology? Okay, great. Then last thing is I want to understand what is the preparation for GS so far for you guys. I have 4 categories. First is not started yet. Those belonging to this category may please raise their hands. Okay. Those of you who are halfway along your preparation for general studies may please raise their hands now. Or 30 to 50% preparation, some are. Okay. And those of you who feel that your preparation for general studies is complete, you are thorough with your GS preparation, kindly raise your hands. Use the raise hand feature in Zoom. Okay. So Sham, am I to assume you are confident with your GS preparation? Okay, that was the 50%. Great. So before we start that, do you have any individual query that you would like to ask? No. Okay. So I'll just brief you about how you should approach your UPSC preparation. There is a comment here, chat. Are the classes available online? Yes, the classes are available online. They are available in live. And the classes are live and interactive in the same way we want this seminar to be. So when we talk about UPSC, what does UPSC require from you? We are talking about the civil services exam. It requires your analytic skills. Okay. You see at different gradings of services, you have different exams. The Group B, C exams, they are oriented more towards the factual questions. But with UPSC, instead of focusing more on facts, obviously you will be needing facts to have support your analysis, but you also need what is needed is the analysis. UPSC एग्जाम को हम प्यार से IAS का एग्जाम कहते हैं, and when you are a IAS, you have ample of people working for you who will be able to quickly help you with any n amount of facts that you need. It's the analysis that you put these facts through and take actions accordingly is what UPSC wants from you. So I will suggest you guys to always analyze the previous year questions before you reach any, before you approach any topic. Okay. Okay, I got a question again. Better to join online or offline? That depends on how good your communication skills are. In my experience, the communication always is a tad bit better in offline mode. Because when in online, I can, however big the screen is, it's very tough, rather quite impossible to maintain an eye contact. But in case of offline, you will be sitting in front of me, by judging through your tone, by judging through your expressions, by your body language. I can communicate better with you, even if you are not able to verbally communicate that. So that as does have you have over offline. And second is when you are preparing offline, you have ample of peer groups that will keep you motivated. The environment that people talk about that you get. Okay. So without much wait, I'll ask Vaid to take over the dais.
Hello everyone. Once there was a query how to evaluate online, but before let me have some introduction from you. Uh, are you appearing for? Are you preparing for 2025? Anybody? Sunny, Vishal, Gitanjali. Can you tell me the level of preparation that you have? Vishal, please switch on your camera. Vishal doesn't want to speak. Okay, Gitanjali. See, if you don't speak, how will be the communication? Okay, if you don't want to, let me tell you very clearly that no, that is offline. That doesn't matter. You switch on your camera and speak directly. That will be better. We always advise our students that unless you are thorough about the mains, don't even think about the prelims. And if you have to appear in 25, by 31st of January, you should be ready with your mains. If you are not, don't waste your time. Don't waste your attempt. You get into a cycle that spoils your career as a whole. That's why I'm asking you. Do you think you'll be ready by 31st of January for your, even in ANTHRO you won't be completed by that time. And what about your general studies? And while you are writing, appearing in, say, joining this batch, you have to write something around 270 to 80 answers and get evaluated. And meanwhile, you will forget your general studies, whatever you have prepared. You get my point? Actually, if you are a serious aspirant, you need 16 to 18 months on an average. Like if you look at our this year's result, the third rank, Ananya, she had a coaching in 2020 and 23 was her first attempt. If you are just adamant that you have to appear, be sure. I always advise that the first attempt should be your best attempt. One thing you realize that you need only one attempt to qualify. Then why not that be your first attempt? And unless you are sure about mains, don't think about prelims. Two reasons are there. Firstly, without mains preparation, you cannot qualify prelims. You may score around 70 or so. That won't be enough. And secondly, after prelims, you don't have time for preparing mains. And next year, this year onward, they have reduced the time for mains also after prelims. Previously, in September, mid-September, they had. Now they are having 22nd of August. So if you are ready with your mains, and then you give 4 months at least for prelims, you can expect to qualify. If you are through the prelims, great number of probabilities that you will qualify finally as well. So I told you, first attempt should be your best attempt. But because it is first attempt, there may be some unforeseen errors. You may take up another attempt. And once you have given your best, What more you can do? It simply means that you are meant for better things in life. If you appear half-heartedly in prelims, let us say you qualify through the prelims, you are bound to fail in the mains. And when the result for mains comes, again there is the time for preparation for prelims. Again you will qualify through the prelims. Again you won't have time for mains. Ultimately you will exhaust all your attempts and then you will blame your luck. It is not luck, it is your strategy. You have strategic fault. Let us say you appear in prelims and you fail. You feel yourself unlucky. I think you are lucky. Why? Because then you have 11 months with you to think about the next attempt. And still, I wish that you drop in the next because next attempt should be your best attempt. Whether you belong to general category or any reserved category. Take it from me, taking more than 2 attempts, you are spoiling your time, you are wasting your time. 2 attempts means 2 attempts with strategy. So if you think you should appear in 25, be sure that by 31st of January, you are thorough with your mains, means 4 papers for general studies plus optional, essay may be delayed. And by 1st of January, you will realize that whether you are going to do it by 31st of January or not. If you cannot, postpone your attempt. Don't be egoist that I have decided I'll do it. At a time, 6 to 7 lakh people are appearing in prelims. And majority of them have been appearing for 2 to 3 to 4 years. Unless you have brought some luck from the supernatural, things may be different. Otherwise you'll be trapped forever. So, anyone still thinks, Shyam, you open your camera. That means you are good at general studies. I'll ask you questions from general studies. Let me see if you can respond. पंडित जी कैमरा तो खोलो.
Sir, in YouTube chat and Zoom chat also, we have a couple of interesting questions. First one is from Shivan. Sir, is there a need to change approach in anthropology, seeing this year's paper? What is your analysis of this year's paper?
See, this year's paper, if you look at, I'll say first paper, it was based on your knowledge. And paper 2 was based on your wisdom. If you are wise, paper 2 is quite scoring. In our WhatsApp group, I sent the message that in paper 1, you may maximum score 160. But in paper 2, it can be anything between 150 to 170. It all depends on how wise you were in attempting. Questions were a bit intelligent. And if you are just sticking to what you have noted down in your answers without understanding, I doubt. And this is the pattern. Every year it happens like that only. And every year people think that strategy is to be changed. The question is, fundamentals have to be clear and you must realize how to attempt. That's all.
Sir, another question is from Sunny. Sir, any trick to increase marks in mocks? Mine have gone stagnant. I see no improvements and scoring within a range. Any help?
In general studies or anthro?
I'm assuming it's general studies. Sunny, please clarify.
Sunny is there on YouTube. He can respond whether you are talking about general studies or anthro.
He is joined through Zoom and the reply came practically both.
Practically?
Both.
Both. You know, I have a grudge against the general studies. The reason I tell you. If in anthro you are scoring 135 out of 250, people say it's not a good score. But in GS, if you score 105, people say it's a very good score. How come it is? Does it mean that UPSC is prejudiced towards optional? That is not the case. If you look at 2 decades ago, Till 2001, 2002, people used to score 450 out of 600. Now they don't score even out of 1,000. Whose fault it is? It is your fault and the fault of the people you seek guidance from. The people who are coaching, particularly those who tell you in polity and economy, they tell you don't criticize the government. And that is a common notion everywhere. Agreed. But when you analyze, in analysis, if criticism comes, won't you criticize? When you criticize, you have to suggest the way out as well. Solution has to be given, and nobody in general studies tells you about it. I wonder why they don't. But the rule is clarity of concept should be there, analysis should be there, and if analysis involves criticism, then the way out has to be there. And this is true for optional also, and this is true for general studies also. Fine?
How the evolution process like goes on from these markets?
See, if you have joined a coaching and you join their test series, you are bound to score well. The reason is they'll ask questions from the course they are teaching. So if you have to face any test series, better thing would be join another test series. First thing. Second thing is that even some of my students who have never faced prelims, they are evaluators for mains question papers in different institutes. How can you expect a quality evaluation from them? Whenever you join for general studies, general trend is even if you have written an ideal answer, 10 marker, the guidance is given is that they will pick at 4 places, comment at 4 places, and give you 4/10 as the marks. That is not the evaluation. But in general studies test series, the discussion that is held, it is held by the person who has set the question paper also. Discussion is very important. When you join a test series, you are actually evaluating yourself. What is your standard of knowledge? What is your speed limit? Whether you can bear the stress or not. All these things which are required for your actual exam, you are testing yourself. It's not that they are testing you. Either they don't have capacity or they don't want to discourage you. I'm not very optimistic about general study test series. Hmm? And the mentorship program that they have. At many places, people don't let you meet your mentor. So what is the use? Hmm? And what we do here, let us say there are 50 students. We divide them into 8 or 10 persons per group. On day one, when we start our classes, I give you 40 to 50 questions that you have to attempt during subsequent discussion. The way we keep discussing, you prepare your answer writing. You write your answer. Let us say you have a team of 8 people. You write your answer and others will evaluate you. Whatever suggestions are there, if you want to incorporate, well and good. If you don't want to, you must respond. Then the answer goes to the counselor. Again, he evaluates and finally the answer comes to me. And once I say that this answer is worth, it means if you write that answer in the exam, you will score at least 60% in that answer. So what we expect in that process, you will be writing 270 to 280 answers, which may not be humanly possible in 4 months. So you may take another month also to cover your backlog. But that should be 5 months should be enough to write all the answers. And after you have finished, we also discuss the strategy for general studies. Actually, the issue is why you join coaching. The simple answer is to improve your chances of success. And how can you do it? Through rigorous answer writing and evaluation. And most of the institutes, they don't have any facility of writing answers. So what is the use of joining that? Are you there to listen to a lecture by a Babaji? While all those lectures are freely available in Telegram, then why to waste money in that? But how to prepare GS, that is not an issue with us right now. We keep discussing in our class. In the last seminar, if you watched, we had discussed. Any other question?
Sir, in the chat, there are two overlapping questions. First is from Shivani. Sir, how to start preparation for UPSC for a BA first year aspirant? In which year my approach should go towards
Wow.
optional subject? And the second one is from Kalyan. Sir, should we study general studies first or optional first for 2026 preparation?
I'll answer to the second question first. Actually, GS preparation, it requires almost 1 full year. And how you got to do, whatever you study during the day, convert into points. And before going to the bed, you should have remembered all these things. You should have the satisfaction that whatever you have studied, things have entered your mind. That is the way to prepare. Generally, what you people do is that you give one reading, two readings, 8 readings. I don't know how many times. When I ask people, I've been preparing for 1 year. What things you know? I just have to revise. Just have to revise means you know nothing. UPSC is not interested in what you have read. Your performance will be evaluated from those 3 hours that you spend in the exam hall. And for that, things have to be inside you. So every day, whatever you read, whatever you study in general studies, convert into points and remember by heart. But I said I'll be talking about optional only, but if the query is there, let me tell you, we always advise that you start with geography. Geography may take even 2 months in doing it. And when you are doing geography, keep an atlas or a globe in front of you and a blank map, whatever you read. And also, I told you, lectures are freely available on Telegram. Listening and watching, you remember easily. Through reading, it becomes difficult. Actually, we have 3 means of communication. One is audiovisual. You watch a picture, it gets embedded in your mind. Second is that you listen to an audio twice, thrice, 4 times. Things will enter, image won't be there. Reading and understanding and developing an image, that is the worst thing. So whatever you are doing in general studies, watch Telegram videos, any one person, they are very good speakers, all of them, and they are very good teachers also. They are not coaches. There's a difference between the two. Then you can watch 2 videos in a day after you have finished your optional classes. Simultaneously, whatever additional sources you want to put in, read and insert points into that. And again, before you go to bed, you remember by heart. Preparation must be evaluated every day. After you have finished ANTHRO and your answer writing, then shift to general studies. And after that, 2 options are there. One option we advise to the students. Actually, we have classes thrice a day, thrice a week. And on Sunday, the recording is played of all the 3. So we advise that once you have finished, you join that Sunday batch. On Saturday, you go through those 3 topics. Sunday, you revise. And rest 5 days you give to the general studies. And that way, I think within 14 months or so, you will be ready with your mains. If your target is 26, then by July 26, 25, at the best 31st August 25, you should be ready with your mains. And once you are ready, September, October, you appear in GS mains test series. November, December, we'll have our own test series. 1 month you can keep as a buffer, and then 4 months for prelims. And that's enough. And the day you have prelims, that day you realize that you are going to make it. Take it from me. You may be there in the final selection as well. But the one was first year student, I think it's a bit too early. But still, if you are preparing early, prepare history, geography, economy, polity, culture, bio by 3rd year. When I say prepare, it means single thing should be on your fingertips. and then you go for optional. Fine?
Sir, there's a question which will probably overlap with your discussion of the takedown of the syllabus. Please suggest book list for paper one and paper two.
Book list for?
Paper one and paper two.
Before that, let me complete that geography I told you. Once you have done your geography, then internal security, disaster management, climate change, studying them becomes very easy. You can finish in 45 days or so, all the three. Maximum 2 months again, you can say. And then economics. Major part of economy you have already done in geography. Trade, industry, agriculture, population, planning, resources. They call it economic geography, they call it economic. So fundamentals of economy and current economy, these have to be added. Then history, many of the aspects of history are related to geography. Only polity is one that is not related at all. That you can do in the end, or and even when you are doing polity, people recommend you about spectrum or Lakshmikant. Before starting polity, there is a series of Rajya Sabha TV, the making of Samvidhana. 10 episodes are there. You have to watch very carefully for 3 reasons. Firstly, no question of polity is without any background, and that gives you the best background. Second thing is that many leaders have said many things you can use as quotes in your essay. And third thing is many reasons you may get that may improvise your ethics. So if somebody tells me that I have done polity and I have mugged up Lakshmikant, I tell him that you have done nothing unless you have gone through those. So important is that. Now, regarding the books, we generally do not encourage to read too many books. My common quote is, reading too much does not make you a bigger IAS. What you need is conceptual clarity and definition. Second is logic and arguments in favor of concept or against that. Third thing is support in terms of examples or case studies. And fourth thing is diagrams. You are not expected to write more than 350 words in any question. So why to read more? If you think you have read, you have understood, and you can put in words, you don't have to consult n number of sources. But we always recommend, there is a book, basic book by Amber and Amber. It is a thick book, but it clears all the basics. And then another book of mine is there, In Search of Ourselves. Available everywhere, Flipkart also. We start from that book only. Chapter 4 is marriage. Marriage, family, kinship, economy, polity, religion. That way we proceed. So that is the only compulsory reading. And everything else you need, the content, the matter, it is put in the WhatsApp group. We have WhatsApp group for every batch. We have 2 WhatsApp groups. One is in my control, where I put in all the information, recent advances in anthropology. And second is an informal group of the students that they make. And whatever they agree on, whatever suggestions they have, then those are forwarded to me.
So there is another question. What is the overlap between GS and Anthro?
Overlap between GS and Anthro. Anthro is everything. First is, these days, success depends only on your optional and essay. If you look at the scores of general studies, the topper and the bottom most successful candidate, there may not be a difference of more than 50 marks. And this much margin you can have in optional also, in essay also. Secondly, you have anthropology. Of course, you can prepare in 5 months. Second is social issues. Most of the social issues are covered in anthropology. And thirdly, many essays. The base of essays can be built on the basis of your knowledge of ANTHRO. And once you have written answers in ANTHRO, you also learn how to write answers in general studies as well. It is usual to skip GS4 post prelims or in continuation. See, it all depends on. I told you this year onward, coming year onward, they have reduced 1 month from your mains preparation. So if you have prepared mains before you think about prelims, definitely you are very safe. After prelims, you have time for revision as also time bound answer writing. If you postpone, you can also postpone word history. That won't be required in prelims. But availability of time is much less. So it is not advisable to leave anything. Yes, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, my doubt was that this year I gave the prelims, but I was not able to qualify. And from the starting of this year, I have been studying GS only, even after the prelims. And last year, I studied anthropology. I wrote answers. But because of this year, me studying GS extensively, I have lost the touch with anthropology. I belong to Jan actually, and therefore I came to Delhi with this mindset that I'll be able to complete anthropology in the or brush up my anthropology in the next 3 months. So, sir, what will you advise me, sir?
Ujjain, you had a coaching.
No, sir. Sir, I
There is a coaching Joshi sir teaches.
Joshi, sir. I am not aware, sir. I was not aware.
Shadab was there. Now both of them are in MPPSC. They have qualified.
Yes, sir.
But they have still, I think the coaching is running still.
Okay.
See, the issue is if you appeared in prelims without preparing for the mains, there is no surprise. You have to be thorough with your mains, I have already told you. And now if you think you have to appear in 25, and if you are confident about GS right now, ANTHRO can be prepared. But if you are not, again postpone your attempt. Unless you are sure about your mains by 31st of January, don't think about the prelims. Forget about appearing in prelims. Think about the prelims. Sir, I want to join classes online while preparation. If I get doubts, how can I get them? See, there are two ways. One way is online when we start our classes. 15 minutes before class to half an hour before class, you have to put in all your doubts in my cell number. You are told in advance which topic we are going to cover. You will read it. Or doubts you will put in. Most of the doubts will be a part of discussion, so they will come there. Or if there is any separate doubt, we will cover it separately before we discuss. After the class also you can ask doubts. When you send your answers to the counselor or to the admin. You are assigned in the group. Accordingly, they will evaluate and they will discuss with you. And finally, it comes to me again on the app. We discuss those things. But offline advantage is that people can sit and study here from 7 in the morning to 9 in the night. And anytime they can consult me or additional director or counselor. Online people will be meeting only on the request of online people or say every 10 days or so. In the informal group that we have, if 30 people are asking that we want to have a session, we have session in the evening. The way we are having at 7 o'clock today, we never had it. So we even have a session at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock. I want to join classes online. ये तो ये हो गया already.
Many of the students are saying good evening to you on YouTube.
Good evening to everybody.
Sir, what's your take on the reduced duration of between the prelims and the mains? Earlier,
That is welcome. Means UPSC doesn't want you to waste your chances. It's very clear that you have to be thorough with your mains before you think about prelims. This is what I've been telling you. So that way UPSC is justified. But one request I will make to you people. when they announce their schedule 1 year in advance, they give 5 days means. But when the actual date sheet comes, they give a gap of 5 days for the optional. If you are ready, if you have written all your answers, anthropology is the only subject that can be revised in a day. If they give you gap of 5 days, geography, mathematics, political science, these people also come up in your competition. So you should write your demands to the secretary UPSC that if it is 5 days, let it be 5 days. If you give a gap of 5 days, then some of the optionals they get undue advantage. Why to tell them that anthropology is there? Just tell that undue advantage like geography or power, your political science or maths people. In 5 days, that even they can reach at your level.
Uh, Again, the question is from the gentleman who was saying he got stuck with the marking, stagnant in the marks. What quality does it require to get in the group of likes of Anudeep, Duri Shetty, etc.,
वो लिखा हुआ है.
and get out of the league of the Sandeep Bhaiya? Sandeep Bhaiya sir is a web series character on.
See, you always have it one topper only first ranker. Whenever you are thinking about an optional, any optional, and if you want to compare, remove top 5 people from every subject and then compare what is the performance. And let me warn you one thing, that Anthro result is declining in terms of percentage. You may be shocked to know, but we have the reason. Like when the 1,000 candidates appeared, result of Anthro was 118, means 11.8%. Now when more than 2,000 are appearing, do you think the Anthro will be double? When the number increases, non-serious candidates also increase in number. So the result may be something around say 150 or so, 160. It will be 8%. But people will think anthropology has become less scoring. Anthropology never has been less scoring. Even when the takers were not many from 2002 to 2008, anthro result was always 10% or above. But this time, maybe last time also, you will see that result is going down. And the reason is the people who are non-serious. They think subject is doing well, so let us take it. Fine?
There is a question on YouTube. So this is going to be my first attempt. I have not prepared anthropology yet. Should I give attempt?
Sir,
This year.
how many times I have to repeat? I told you by 31st of January, if you are thorough with your means, and take it from me, even if you are ready with your general studies, if you are writing 270 to 80 answers in the 4 months or 5 months, half the GS you will forget. And still, if you think you should face the music, you face the music. Utsaha is there. Utsaha
Sir.
day.
Yes, sir.
We talked on phone.
Yes, sir. We spoke on phone.
You don't have any query?
Sir, I did ask 2 queries, but I guess somebody else answered that. Sir will be answering the question. I asked regarding answer checking since I will not be able to do the offline class, so online class is my option. So for answer checking, how will that be possible?
Only demerit of online is that interaction is not that frequent. Rest of the things are the same.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Can we come to meet you before 16? You have to seek an appointment to meet me. Anytime you can walk in. But I'm mostly free between 11:30 and 1:30. Better thing would be that you call before you come. When I told you people are here from 7 in the morning to 9 in the evening, interaction is every minute it can be. They can come to me, I can also intrude their area. Everybody is welcome, but preferably if you have already called.
There is this interesting question from YouTube. How will anthropology help us in an interview?
How anthropology will help in interview? I think anthro is the only subject that helps in interview. Anthropology makes you better humans, and that is what we require in the interview. While we are having classes, during the classes, offline people, I take care of two things for interview. One is dialogue delivery, one is body language. These are the two things which are crucial for your interview. Rest of the things you can prepare. For online people, that may not be possible, but online people, after their means, they can come and interact if they want.
Another question from YouTube, sir. Ravi Raj is asking, can I prepare my optional through self-study? My optional is anthropology.
Ravi, you can prepare. It's not that people don't. But the basic problem is that there are 5 areas: social, cultural, biological, Indian, and tribal. And these 5, they have different approach, each of them. So if you have somebody to guide you alongside, you can. Hmm? Otherwise, you will find many people, I never had a coaching, but I made it. In general studies, whatever coaching you have, what benefit you have out of that? Otherwise, also, even this advice of mine, it's coaching. You watch a video on YouTube, it's coaching. You discuss issues with somebody, even a book seller, that may help you improve your chances of success. That is coaching. People do make, but anthropology, it is quite complex that way. I told you 5 different areas, 5 different approaches are there.
So again, Avyan is asking, sir, do we have to study standard books also, or study material given by you will be sufficient? I don't have background in anthro. Avyan is asking.
No?
Avyan.
Avyan.
He's on YouTube.
Firstly, that Jyoti, after class, if I get doubts while preparing, can I ask by phone? Anytime you can ask. But the problem is that when you call, I may not be available. But whenever a call is given by a student, the number is in my WhatsApp. I always call back. You can call me. People do keep calling me at 11:30 in the night or 5:30 in the morning also. If I don't pick up, I always call back. I told you till the time you qualify, the institute is there with you. You can repeat classes, you can repeat test series, you can repeat time-bound answer writing, everything you can do. And once you qualify as a cutoff of general category candidate of IAS and IPS and IFS, you get your fee back. Fee is returned, total fee is returned back to you. What else you want? I'm working professional. Reshma, we deliberately keep a time of a class whereby the college going or job people, they cannot join the batches. The reason is very clear. We consider UPSC as a whole-time job, and you cannot take up 2 jobs, full-time jobs at a time. And by doing so, you are postponing your career. Otherwise, you can call personally and we can discuss. For online people, I told you we have classes Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday also. On Sunday, recording is played. Videos do not go out of the institute. Offline people, they can watch n number of videos sitting in the institute. But one thing more is there. There are certain topics for which you may require listening to again in your group, informal group. You can chat and you can communicate to the admin that we want to watch this video again. That will be arranged, but it will be your initiative.
So we are getting quite some many questions from YouTube now. First, we'll take the one that I asked earlier. Sir, do we have to study any standard books, or the study material given by you will be sufficient?
I think I did answer to you that.
You were interrupted by the question from Zoom. chat.
Acha. See, before you start, you can go through Amber and Amber. Otherwise, my book is there in search of ourselves. That's a compulsory reading. Otherwise, whatever else is required, we put in the WhatsApp group only. Otherwise, when we start our batch, a list is given to you that you can read if you want. Otherwise, I told you, reading too much does not make you a bigger IS.
Sir, there is another question from Prachi Vadam. So, my current optional is history, and I want to change my optional to anthropology. Is this correct decision?
Prachi, how can I tell you? But one thing, let me tell you, this is my 40th year in coaching, and till date, I have never asked anybody to take anthro. So how do you expect that I? You can tell me what is wrong with history. I enjoy reading history. I have written a book also on caste, starting with the Vedas and Hyun Sang and Yuan Chuang and It Singh and R.S. Sharma, D.N. Jha. Everybody I have spoiled their career. Online students, I told you, once it is on Sunday and second is it is on request. Otherwise, there are chances of piracy. So far, our videos are not available anywhere. The reason is that we keep a vigil on that. And second thing is, even when the recording is played, it is expected that you have your camera on. If your camera is off, you are put off the class.
Sir, on YouTube, there is a question from Bhagwan. सर क्या हम अभी से एंथ्रोपोलॉजी की प्रिपरेशन स्टार्ट करके जनवरी तक खत्म कर सकते हैं?
You want to appear in 25? I told you, if you are so involved in general studies, half the anthropology, whatever you have studied in general studies, half the things you will forget. When I start my classes, my first grudge with your whole generation is that what you study today, you forget tomorrow. And do you think that you should face and appear in the exam? I told you, first attempt has to be your best attempt. What is the hurry in appearing? Scoring 300. I've been telling you that if an answer I say it's okay, it is at least worth 60%. There are many questions which can be many more. Like there's a question Hardy Weinberg. Examiner cannot detect a single mark. Like you have pedigree analysis, examiner cannot detect a single mark. In paper 2, if your writing skills are good, obviously you score more than that.
Sir, there is another question from YouTube, from Isha. And I hope this will be a question from many others. I have devoted 2 years preparing for UPSC civil services. Sir, what should I keep my milestone so that I stay on track on my own as well?
Isha, you have been doing for 2 years. How would I know what have you done in 2 years? If you tell me you are confirmed about this, then I ask you the question to find out what is your depth of knowledge. Actually, most of the people, even if they were studying for 2-3 years, after this kind of interaction only, they start their real preparation. People come to me, I have revise 3 times or 4 times or 5 times. It's useless unless things are in your head. So how would I know what is your level of preparation and how much you got to go further? Hmm? I generally tell students that you keep reading. A small boy of 7 years, a Muslim boy of 7 years, he memorizes Quran, this big a Quran in 1 year. And that too, that is not his language, that is Arabic. How many times you have to study to understand and remember? How can I get your study material notes before? See, I told you, we will be starting with fourth chapter of my book, From Marriage. And when we are completing that marriage, family, kinship, economy, polity, religion, before that, you will be receiving the material by courier. The book is available, I told you, Amazon also, Flipkart also. And if you are living in a state capital, everywhere it is there. In search of our things.
Sir, a reply came from Isha. She is asking if the content is prepared, but to maintain the consistency.
How would I know? That is irrational. Isha, you can call me late in the evening and I'll ask you questions. Let me know how much you know.
Or,
Content by simple, everybody is there. Anybody who can define what is history? Anybody. Or what is geography?
she's saying I started my preparation in January 25.
तो 2 साल कैसे होगा 25?
Guys, I'll suggest those of you who are joining through YouTube, please join the Zoom link so you can interact better. It's there in the pinned
Account
comment.
of events is history. What kind of events? Sunny? And who gave this definition? I never heard this definition. सनी जी अनम्यूट करके सामने सामने बात करो ना यार. ठीक है रात हो गई है तुम सनी हो वो अलग बात है.
Sir, actually, I made this definition on my own. I'm not sure if it is correct or not.
ग्रेट हिस्टोरियन. सुबह से कोई नहीं मिला तुम्हें मैं ही मिला हूं है ना. That is not correct. It's wrong. Event means what?
Anything which is social, political, or
History got to have some time limit from when to when.
only if you're doing a selective reading about history, not in general. Like
I said what is history. I never said selective reading in history. I asked you to define what is history.
sir, I don't know the exact definition. I'm sorry.
Oh, that is what I'm asking you. I mean, there will be people who will be preparing, must be preparing for 1 year or more. Even they may not be knowing even what is geography. Then how can you claim that you are prepared? I'm in first year of MSc at Mysore. I want to start preparation. I told you start with geography. I have told it. Finish with your geography, disaster management, internal security, climate change, then economy. At least that much when you take up optional. Or better thing would be cover history and polity and bio also. Then take up optional. Then rest of the GS, current affairs and all those things.
Sir, we got a reply to the definition of history on YouTube. History is the account of time period of which written records are available.
मेरी स्टूडेंट हो गई है कोई ना गई.
Written records are available and language has been deciphered. The name is Professor. But unfortunately, written spelling is for enter and return.
History is a stage in the cultural evolution of man, of which written records are available and language is yet to be, and the language has been deciphered. If written records are available but language is yet to be deciphered, it is called proto-history, like Indus Valley. If no written records are available, that is prehistory. Simple. And even historians don't tell you this definition. No book of history, no coach of history tells you what is history. They give reference of past definition, dialogue between past and present. It is so ridiculous a definition.
Okay, so there are a couple of questions again from YouTube. First is, sir, can I study GS and anthropology simultaneously? It's from Abhishek.
You can study everything simultaneously. The question is how much you can retain in your head. Mamila, it's compulsory that we complete reading the book Anthropology by Amber and Amber before. No, it's not compulsory. That gives you a basic understanding of everything. Otherwise, whatever box information is there, researches are there, these are important. That is a book that has been written in a very lucid language and everybody can understand. If you are confused about whether to take answer or not, then it is a compulsory reading. Otherwise, the box information which are there, they are very relevant for your exam.
So another question from YouTube. Yagna Kumar. How to study for any subjects from basics and move to advanced? Like what I mean to ask is that how can we know after reading all sources, how can we know we are prepared enough?
You can know by appearing in a test series, you can realize where do you stand. Simple. Or after reading, look at previous year's questions and find out whether you can answer or not.
Another question from the same person, Yagna. Sir, for GS after reading from all standard sources. Okay, so same question.
Who told you to read for GS? I told you, go through the lecture, convert into points, additional sources, add those points, and remember those points by heart. Reading is a drama. You are not reading a novel. You have to remember by heart whatever you study during the day. I'll be starting my preparation journey in January 25. Why is it a Mahurat in January 25?
This is again Isha, who I was talking from YouTube.
I want to know how should I approach these upcoming 2 years. January 25, how come it is 2 years? It's just 4 months.
I think, sir, it is for 26.
Even if you are facing 26, this is the right time to start. The more you delay, the more problematic it will be to cover up. I told you it takes 14 to 16 months on an average for ordinary people. And if you have technical background, you will need another month or 2 months to improve your language also. Technical people are very poor in language. And every day I face their, they improve my language rather.
Sir, a lot of miscommunication is happening here. She is in first year of graduation and eligible only in 27. So she is asking that.
Where is she?
Whom she is, I think.
Zoom कहाँ पे बुला लो बाहर निकालो उसके अंदर.
I think she is asking जो 2 साल का पीरियड है तैयारी करने का उसमें ठहराव कैसे मेंटेन किया जाए. I told prepare history, geography, economy, polity, culture, bio first and then call. Abhyan, planning to stay 2025. I told you that if you are appearing in 26, 31st of August should be the target to complete your mains preparation. 4 papers of GS and both are optional. Then appear in a test series for mains. September, October, November, December, we'll have our own test series. 1 month you keep as a buffer and then time comes for prelims. Simple. But you have to evolve a strategy on your own, depending on your strengths and your weaknesses. I'm talking about the people in general. You know yourself better than I do, or anybody else does. Chat. कौन है?
material available online before. Avyan, you tell me one thing, you need result, I don't need result. Huh? You'll find your expectations are there, and I know you need it. By courier, I told you, by the time we finish our this book discussion, marriage, family, kinship, before that you will get the study material, and it is also loaded on the app. So if you want to read online, you can read on the app. Offline, you will be getting hard copy.
An interesting question again from you.
Hmm.
Same person gave the definition of history. Sir, is 400 possible in Anthro?
See, everything is possible, but you need depth in the subject. I have seen up to 371. I wish to see people cross that, but so far people have not.
Again, another question from Yagna. Sir, please give some tips how to remember what we read.
Yeah, ये क्या बात है? How to remember means? See, I know my mother used to give me 10 badams every day and this big idli of makhan when I was a child. I don't know how you will do it. Improving your memory. We'll have a memory class also. How to improve your memory. We have an expert.
Sir, another question from Farooq. Sir, I have a BA background. Can I take anthropology optional? How much effort is required from my side?
How many efforts? Whatever others require, you will also require. Actually, civil services is meant for arts people only. And these engineers and doctors, they have cornered this. They have their own services. But just because civil service is given more prestige, more status, that's why people, it's meant for arts people only. Science people, commerce people, they do not have skill, writing skills. Arts people have. So they have an advantage. Others have to learn.
Sir, Ram from Zoom is asking, I have finished one reading.
Ram, after you finish 10 readings, then you call me. I told you reading is nothing. How many times I have to tell you? Whatever you read to remember. I think everybody is answered. If you have anything else, you can call directly. Anthim sir will give his number to you. You can talk to him, and if you feel like talking to me, you're welcome. But with genuine queries. Not like that I have given a reading. Not the questions that I've already responded to. I feel too bad when I have to repeat the things. If I tell you something and you say you have not understood, I tell you 10 times. If I tell you something and you tell me you have understood, and if you ask me again, I would really feel irritated.
There is a question from Raja, YouTube. Sir, what is the time I'll take for completing Anthro if I dedicate 3 hours daily?
3 hours a day? I think it will take 5 years. So funny. Why? If you are doing it, do it wholeheartedly. If you are not doing it, forget it. Why don't you take 15 minutes every day? Why 3 hours? Such a ridiculous thing.
Most likely the person is working.
I think the people have been answered to. They are wasting their own time. Any specific things? How to approach content in order to memorize rather than reading? You have to read and then memorize, yeah. I told you in general studies you convert into points and it is easy to remember the points. In optional, your first job is to write answers and get evaluated. And once you have finalized, thereafter comes the time for memorizing. How do I write a clear? ये क्या भाई? Geography is the study of physical features about the earth and environment since the beginning of time. That will become what? It is neither geography nor ecology and no rule of humans therein. Don't try unnecessarily. Fine?
Sir, I think one question you should take this one.
चलिए अंतिम सर का नंबर मैं लिख देता हूँ, कोई बात नहीं. 953-800-1600. This is the phone number of Antim sir. Anytime you can contact him.
Okay.
Before that, I wish two things. We have this YouTube channel, official channel is there, where we have more than 200 videos meant for you. So even if you don't join, many other things you can learn from there. Secondly, we have another channel becoming more and more relevant these days. Nobody visits this, but it is helpful. Many issues are concerned, covered in that help you in social issues also, essay also, anthropology also, social, and number of things. Nice one. Sure, sir. Antim sir tells me that many questions were asked this year from this very channel.
क्वेश्चन है, आई थिंक यू शुड टेक. राखी गढ़ी बार बार पूछा जा रहा है यूपीएससी में. इज वर्षन सिंधे रिसर्च इनफ और शुड वी रीड मोर?
It is there in our printed notes. All the latest researches are there. We expected three things this time: Lothal, Rakhigarhi, and Mehergarh, and all the three are there in the exam.
Was also.
No, archaeology only. Fine. So nice of you for being present and listening to my whatever talk was there. And you are welcome. If I can help you, it's not a matter that you join here, it's a question of your career. Anytime you are welcome. Fine? Other things you can ask Antim sir now.
Guys, couple of questions from freshers that were there. Guys who are quite fresh to UPSC preparation. I wanted to address that. How to start preparation for a person fresh out of graduation or maybe under graduation. Sir just advised that this video will be uploaded to YouTube and you can keep on watching again. This essence of this video, it takes some time for you to absorb. So watching it in one go sometimes will not be sufficient, or one time even also will not be sufficient. Okay. When you are starting your preparation, I'll suggest you first watch strategy of at least 10 to 15 toppers. 10 to 15 topper strategy you watch. And when you are watching that, you will realize that the approach they had will not be, you will not find it in sync with your attitude. Okay. So hardly 3 or 4 you will find that ye mere jaisa hai, this person is clicking with me. So you refer to those strategies, how they have approached. Then you try to make a book list, which should be at least your final book list for the next 6 to 8 months to come. Then, like sir suggested, start with geography and you take down, first you go through the previous year questions of any topic before you start reading, so that you are aware in which orientation you have to study the topic. Okay. that is the way I will advise you to approach any subject. Now, there was another question on how to read. So once you have gone through the PYQs and you are going to study the book, make sure you keep on underlining or highlighting the content that you feel relevant. The moment you are done with a particular chapter, just take a breather, 2 to 5 minute at max, and then read the same chapter again. There is, with social sciences, chances are that you may interpret something wrong. So when you are reading again, that will be rectified. And second thing is, whatever you have underlined, try to convert them into points and note them down. That way, you will have a 200-300 page book converted into 20 to 30 pages of handwritten notes. Much easier to revise later. And these 20 to 30 pages notes, during the course of your preparation, you should keep on revising and try to reduce the size of those notes. Ultimately, by the time your mains comes, those notes should be reduced to the size of small cue cards. From where you can prepare easily, revise easily. So this should be your target. And secondly, this for this exam, the syllabus is huge. You need to have some anchor point with you. The anchor point could be anyone, your parents, no, your friends, maybe any of your friend, your brother, sister, elder, younger, who keep you grounded to the preparation. Because the preparation is huge. You have many subjects. And so having a peer group that helps a lot. कभी हुआ like you don't feel like studying, पढ़ने का मन नहीं कर रहा, so you refer to your peer group. After a casual chit chat, you jump to the UPSC related topics, and from there, you will have something constructive. You will not be killing your time. So that is the way I'll advise you guys to approach those of you who are freshers. Okay. Then there was again a question on how online people will get to interact and get their doubts evaluated. So for that, I'll elaborate. You will have a mentor assigned to you. Okay. You will have a peer group of 7 to 10 people for answer writing. And again, you will have my direct number and Vaid's direct number after you join. You can call up anytime to get your doubts rectified. Second, the method sir has already told. And third is the way we are having this session interactive. We do encourage you to speak up, but perhaps you have other arrangements that are limiting you from speaking up directly and interacting through comments. But in class, we have this to and fro mechanism. Then you can directly interact the same way you do in a WhatsApp or a Zoom group call. No? So this is the way the doubts are addressed. Regarding answer evaluation, you will with your phone, you will scan the answer, create a PDF, and you will send to your mentor, and after that to Vaid, and you will get your answers evaluated through that. Mostly we prefer to do it over Zoom call, but if the availability is less, we will have a video recording of the answer along with the feedback. So these two ways are there for you to get evaluated. Okay. Study material for the students joining online is couriered without any additional charges. Okay. And the classes are available to attend only on our app that is there for Android and iOS, mobile and tablet devices. Okay. The name of the app is Vaid's ICS, the IAS Lifeline. You can check on your respective app store and Play Store. Okay. So the classes will be live and interactive. If you feel that you are lagging behind in something and you wish to watch the lecture again, we have 3 to 4 lectures in a week that are replayed on Sunday. Just like you have a replay of a cricket match, you have the replay of the classes. Obviously, they are with adequate breaks. Okay. No, Jyoti, the classes are conducted on our app that is named Vaid ICS. In case of any failure, some technical issue, then only we use Zoom as a backup. Otherwise, the classes are conducted on our app. Where was I? So, you will get the study material through courier, and the classes are accessed through the app. Okay. Then the course includes test series as well. Okay. The test series comprises of 10 tests. 10 tests, out of which 6 are sectional tests and 4 are comprehensive tests. For that, you have a detailed evaluation from our mentors. Along with that, we have a discussion on the right approach for every topic with Vaid. This test series is conducted usually in the month of November and December. अभी comments रोक दो यार, बहुत disturb हो रहा है. Okay. This test series is conducted usually in the month of November and December. For this year, the test series is starting on November 7th, and the content is available on our website, the schedule and everything. Okay. And then, excuse me. Post included in this test series only. Post what we suggest you guys that you are done with your mains preparation by January, and post that you focus on prelims. You are usually advised to give 100 days to prelims, and that we also suggest that you do. Once you are done with your prelims, the day you appear in your prelims exam, you know whether you have qualified or not. So the very day, not the very day, the couple of days, we have a session, a discussion with you guys. And post that, we try to have 2 comprehensive tests before the prelims result is out, 1 for each paper. And after that, we have time-bound answer writing session. 8 to 10 time-bound answer writing sessions are there with the selective topics. The schedule you can check out on the website. That we conduct, where we deal with how to answer question in a exam situation, the panic situation. You have not appeared for any exam that has been there for 250 marks. So you will need a lot of cramming and certain abilities so that you can complete your paper, answer the unexpected questions, so-called unexpected questions, how you deal with, and other things. So this is what it is targeted to. When you qualify mains, we also have interview guiding program that is scheduled along with mock interviews with respected journalists. Okay. So this all is covered in the course, and you have an ability to repeat all these things even for the next attempt or the next till you qualify. And there is no separate charge for that. Okay. Now please open comments. Arpit, 3 to 4 classes are there in a week. Scroll down. Sir, at what?
Sir,
The classes are replayed
Sir,
at 10.
sir,
No,
once
just
more
a
share
minute.
screen on number.
Come
Sir,
again.
once more share screen on number.
I'm not able to
Thank
understand.
you.
Please repeat yourself. Comment at all. Can you please ask your question again?
Sir, once more share screen on number. Okay, sir.
अच्छा नंबर देखना. हाँ दिखाओ कमेंट्स. ओके किसने पूछा है? थोड़ा सा स्क्रॉल करो. ओके. ज्योति again has asked what time classes are replayed on Sunday. देखो, there are 3 classes at least in the week, so the duration of replay is around 4.5 hours minimum, and it goes on from 10:30 and onwards. You are updated about that schedule. Sir, is test conducted after every, not after every chapter. We prefer to do it after every 3 to 4 chapters. Scroll down. Scroll down further. That is it. ऊपर जाओ sir. और जाओ. Sir, please tell us the name of your book from which we are going to start the syllabus. No, the name of this book is In Search of Ourselves, an introduction to socio-cultural anthropology. Okay. On Amazon or Flipkart, if you just search for Vaid book, you will get that. I'll ask my team to put the link for that in the description of this video as well. Okay. Someone had asked about a book list. Mithilesh, I hope it was. Okay, before you start with anthropology, we recommend that you go through the book Ember and Ember. Because the subject is new to you, the book will help you familiarize with the subject. Okay? The book is written in a very lucid way and help you feel confident about the subject. And second is Vaid's book, Socio-Cultural Anthropology. We suggest that you skip first 3 chapters of the book and start with chapter 4. The reason is first 3 chapters are introduction and thought. So those concepts are a little tricky and need some guidance to understand. And it's better you read chapter 4 to 9 first. Chapter 4 is marriage, and that is the one we'll be starting with. Okay. The name of the book is Socio-Cultural Anthropology in Search of Ourselves. I'll get the link available in the video description when it becomes live. I have an older edition of the book. A newer one is available. Okay. Do we have any other questions from you guys before I sum up? You're asking about standard books, yeah. So other than that, there are a few books that you can read if you are not going with the study material or with not going for the coaching. And the 3-4 books I'll recommend you. For archaeology, you should read An Outline of Indian Prehistory by Professor D.K. Bhattacharya. For paper 1 Indian Anthropology part, you have a book by Professor Nadeem Hasnan called Indian Anthropology. Then for paper 2 part 2, you have a book from again Professor Nadeem Hasnan called Tribal India. And I'll also advise you to read a book from Professor M.N. Srinivas, late Professor M.N. Srinivas. That is an essay on caste in India. Caste in Modern India and Other Essays. That's the name of the book. I'll advise you guys to go through that also. Okay. Now to sum up about the details of the upcoming batch. The batch is starting from the 16th of October. The timing for batch is 9 to 11:30 in the morning. And the classes will be 3 to 4 days a week. The duration of the batch is 4 months. And this includes everything. Answer writing, test series, basically all the support you need till you qualify. Okay. Then a brief about how we conduct the course. You will always be knowing the topic that is to be conducted, that is to be covered in the class beforehand. Like I just told you, in the first class, we'll be starting with a chapter of marriage from the syllabus. Okay. So, as the subject is new, you are advised to go through the content once before coming to the class. Okay. And you should share your doubts with Vaid sir or me whenever my classes are there on WhatsApp. The number will be provided at 15 minutes before the class. Okay. The class does start with any doubts. If the doubts are there, that will be covered in the course of the lecture, then well and good. Otherwise, they are taken care of in the beginning of the class. In beginning of every section, we give you a list of questions for which answers are to be prepared by you guys. Once the question get covered in the class, first you are advised to revise the entire class. If you are offline, preferably sit in the classroom itself and revise. Online, I'll advise you to sit in the very same place you were there in the attending the class and revise the class. Then try to attempt the question that got covered in the class. Okay. Once you have written the answer, discuss with the peer group and share with your mentor for evaluation. Once your answer reaches a certain level of maturity as per your assigned mentor, you will send the answer to Vaid sir for discussion. Okay. And once Vaid sir gives an A okay for any particular answer, he says that this is a good answer, this answer is okay. That means the answer will be rewarded a minimum of 60% marks by UPSC. After that, you are supposed to mug up the answer. During the course of your preparation, even after the 4 months period is over, you will stay connected with us, and any update regarding the particular topic will be shared over WhatsApp, so you can update your answers accordingly. Meanwhile, if you feel that after the course is over, you feel difficulty in any particular section, or it's been some time and you just wish to attend a batch for revision, you can do that also, obviously without any additional charges. Okay. So this is what I wanted to convey. Chat में कुछ है? Obviously, evaluated answers will be sent along with the video recording of the feedback, or we will discuss it on Zoom and tell you what is the take on the answer, where you have committed mistakes, what needs to be improved, if anything excess is there. Fine. So thanks a lot, everyone, for your time. Hope to interact with you soon. You have my number up there. It's again, I'll repeat it. It's 953-800-1600. Feel free to call me anytime so we can discuss. All the best, everyone. Thank you for attending the seminar.